rebelled. That certainly keeps things together. View character profile. This is what we see. Research rate, morale for all units. Have just that. It's fine. It's a lucid tiny general. I don't know how I could disband him so that they could place another leader here. It's impossible to do right now. Civil war has erupted, unfortunately enough. But I have enough armies here to establish the control that I need. And I'm going to send these armies north. Or in this case one army. But they should send two. Just for the sake of it. I'll send two of these. And now we should be able to deal with any rebellions. I like that my frontier forces never rebelled against my rule. Things should stabilize, I have no doubts about it, in the near future. Now let's see. This gives us 15 food, 9 food, 4 food. So let's go with the wheat fields if we can, so that this could give us the most possible food numbers that we can get. As you can see, I can build many of these all over. More. More the better. So wheat fields, cattle, and then the horses. Obviously the horses will not provide as much food because horse is just a little too valuable and it seems to be much harder to grow in extreme numbers for food. The navies here are plenty. Armies are marching in the north to fight the civil war. For as long as more provinces do not rebel, things should go our way. I don't see any more of those invaders. I'm sending this army north to take up positions in the frontier. Furthermore, this force can go on to the frontier too. Everything looks very stable. We're building many buildings. Armies are not starving anymore. It's fine. Everybody's in a position. It looks like right now I just simply need to get out of this rebellion and I need to get out of the civil war. So I need to win the civil war for myself. Furthermore, let's see if I can secure peace.
In time, two things always smell: fish and uninvited guests.
See,
Speak quickly then, before I lose interest in my breakfast.
We were fighting them for quite some time. They proved to be a very serious enemy. They've sent in strong armies against us, and they took a couple of settlements. We fought them back. However, we can march onto their land because Bactria's land is protecting them. I'm offering them peace treaty, and when the war against Bactria starts, we'll just trample over them like the rest of the Bactria's territories out there. So let's offer them peace.
There is little profit in this for my people, but I will stop haggling.
And it looks like they have accepted this. We still have enemies out there. Let's see how Media Atropatene will bear.
In time, two things always smell: fish and uninvited guests. Speak quickly then, before I lose interest in my breakfast.
It looks like they would never agree because they have nothing. And it wouldn't be much. Now we don't have any more enemies that are very close to us. We're not fighting Armenia anymore, so that's good. But they have many enemies. However, as you can see, the Romans took this Armenian settlement there. And that means Armenians themselves are somewhere out there in the Black Sea. There are armaments of them. Sparta is tough, but it's unclear how they would bear against the Romans. Let's see who they are fighting exactly. It looks like they're fighting our enemies, that's it. The Romans are doing the same thing. Everything seems to be going just fine just yet. All the armies are in a position, however, I'm going to send a lot more north from where I'm going to launch more offensives. I just don't want to step on Sparta's land. I don't want to make them any more angry. They'll just keep it straightforward and simple. Fine. Two more armies are marching north. As you can see, there are 4 in the south. This force needs to march up in a position too. They can move here. As you can see, they're on the way. We'll have 4 armies here. There is even a general somewhere out here. I wasn't even expecting to see this force. It looks like this force will have to move on their way onto the east here too. So we'll have 5 armies stationed here. We'll have 4 armies stationed here. We'll attack Bactria with full of might. Everything should work just fine. Now we have enough money just for a couple of turns. But we'll soon need to turn on the tax on some of the provinces out there. And this will effectively consume food. But I hope that this will get us out of bankruptcy. I'm going to turn on the tax on the provinces that provide the most food. So these are the ones in the south. And it should be just fine. Increase in rank. Our hidden agent exposed. Another faction has been destroyed. That's good. Many construction buildings, as you can see. Most of these are farms all across the empire. New party formed. The famous Atako, a prominent character in your faction, has decided to split off from his party and form a new one, Angry Beast Clan. Let's look at it. We have quite a few already. The third one that used to be here has lost itself, and a new one has been created. That's good enough. Now I'm looking just how these factions bear. Obviously, if these are out, then there's not that many factions that would stop the war against this party. I wouldn't be surprised if Rome would attack Sparta. However, time will show what's going to happen there. Furthermore, as you can see, my armies here are in a position to land, and so we will. 2 armies should be just enough. At first I considered to send 1, but I just saw it a foolish thing. We need to outmaneuver them and kill them off. They didn't mount any kind of offensives. They probably understand by now that they are not going to prevail anytime soon. Furthermore, my first buildings producing food have undoubtedly been built up. And so I can order more of these. To be built. This will certainly keep us in the money, and all this food produced will help us to further our offensives on the enemy. Okay. That's good. It looks like most of these are already built up. Everything seems to be working just fine. And look at that. The engineering is so different from the ones we have, Lapsus and us. Let's see if Carthage can be taxed. Look at that, so much more food, beautiful. What else do we have here? So Carthage has been secured. Let's see how other nations would bear. Good, even more food, I like that. Everything looks splendidly so far. I want more of these provinces up here, giving me all the money. Libya is in the game. Look at that, 200 food. That is a lot of food. Let's move on to the Africa and see how this is going to work out. I'm finally starting to go out of starvation. I'm just going to tax all these newly conquered territories and see how the tax bears on. And as you can see, it's relatively fine. That's it. This is where it ends. The country isn't starving, but it's making some progress. Okay, it looks like everything is fine now. Let's wait for the troops to move on the right positions, and we'll do this. Some characters need their skills on them, but I'm going to pass this. Many of my armies need to move up to their designated front lines. As you can see on force march, these can travel fast. Now that I play this not thoroughly through the entire game, I sometimes forget about some of these army deployments, so it happens. It looks like the movements have taken place now. Everything is in order. As you can see, Sparta is dealing with some other enemies of ours here. That's very good for us. There's not much that we're going to do. We'll probably just continue ending turns, but we'll still have to fight battles in Britain. Unfortunately, food shortages have not been completely sorted out. How unfortunate indeed that this is taking place. We burned the food just not so long ago, but the shortage was very, very meager. Things should move our way any moment now.
Of course. For the tribe! Move out! The path is blocked.
Finally. We should be able to land